Russia continues to unleash the fury of its hellbirds on key Ukrainian cities. On Saturday, videos for 4 Russian aircraft being shot down by Ukraine surfaced, including an Mi-35 chopper and 3 Russian jets. Ukrainian air defense has also claimed to have shot down a Russian drone. Ukraine shared several visuals of taking the pilots of these hellbirds captive. All aircraft were shot down in and around the capital city of Kyiv. In a few of these videos shared by Ukraine, the armed personnel can be heard interrogating the captured Russian pilots. Meanwhile, Russia continues to bombard key cities. Videos of Sukhoi aircraft flying over the skies of Irpin, a suburb of Kyiv, have also surfaced. A big escalation in the Russian-Ukraine war. Ukraine claims to have shot down a Russian Mi-35 by a Stinger missile. This incident was caught on camera. Russian chopper explodes into a ball of fire after being shot down. Now, in another incident, Ukraine claims to have shot down a Russian jet near the city of Chernihiv. Ukraine has also claimed to have captured a pilot, while co-pilot allegedly was killed in this crash.
Perhaps the most dramatic footage in 10 days of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Cameras from a drone capturing a low-flying Russian Mi-35 attack helicopter falling prey to a Ukrainian Stinger missile. The chopper, flying at low altitude to avoid radars, to avoid eyes, meets a devastating end. The Stinger missile, supplied by NATO with infrared homing systems, hitting the helicopter with deadly accuracy. Both Germany and the United States have been pumping in large numbers of Stinger missiles to the Ukrainian military over the last few weeks, in order to challenge and shoot down Russian air power. The missile proving its worth in this video, the first of its kind released by the Ukrainian government. Reported to be on the outskirts of capital Kyiv, showing the heavily armed military helicopter of the Russian armed forces ending in a massive fireball and a plume of smoke. A rapid and fiery end to an attack helicopter crew that could well have been on an attack mission.
This Mi-35 helicopter, and when you look at these images, it's a young soldier who's actually running behind that helicopter, aims with his surface-to-air man-portable Stinger missile, fires and forgets, and it goes and hits the target. It goes and hits the attack helicopter, and the attack helicopter comes crashing down. This shows how a Stinger can easily bring down a low-flying fighter plane. It can bring down a helicopter.
As Russian troops advance into several parts of Ukraine and encircle cities, images of the Ukrainian residents have been flooding social media. This time, a Russian jet apparently being shot down in the northern city of Chernihiv. Captured on camera by local residents while they cheered as the jet was brought down. It was later reported that the Russian pilot of the jet had been captured alive, while his co-pilot didn't survive. Another Russian plane was shot down in the city of Mykolaiv. A dramatic video of the plane's pilot being interrogated by Ukrainian forces has also surfaced.
Какой части? 69-82. Откуда сам родом?
Прям родился родом?
Да.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky claims in a televised address Ukraine has captured, wounded and killed over 10,000 Russian soldiers since the start of the invasion.
Almost 10,000 Russian soldiers killed. 10,000. This is dreadful.
There's plenty of fighting. Airstrikes are basically an everyday occurrence all over Ukraine. Again, that's why Ukraine repeats its demand to close off the sky for the Russians. Russians are using those planes to hit civilian targets, pedestrian districts, reality is this is battle that is raging all over Ukraine, and Russia are using their air power advantage to push at the civilians like no time since the Second World War.
President Putin, meanwhile, has blamed the United Kingdom for triggering the military conflict. Can Ukraine successfully resist the overwhelming and intensifying scale of the invading force? With Gaurav Sawant and Rajesh Pawar in Kyiv, Bureau Report, India Today.
And Putin is going ballistic on day 11 of the invasion. Dramatic images of Russian Su-25 jets bombing capital Kyiv suburbs caught on camera. Take a look at this report.
"25 kilometers from Ukraine's capital, in the middle of the city of Irpin, a pair of Russian jets dropped their bombs. Terrifying footage filmed from a citizen's mobile phone captures the thundering explosion as the munitions strike the ground. Listen in once again to this hair-raising sequence. Another video of the same attack or similar strike in Irpin has been captured on mobile camera from someone in their home. The unsettling clip captures the bombs hitting the ground and the two jets then streaking away. The fighters doing the dropping are believed to be Russian Air Force Sukhoi Su-25 strike aircraft designed to provide close air support to Russian ground forces. In the absence of Russia's more formidable air superiority fighters, Su-25 jets appear to have been deployed for maximum airstrike duties in the current conflict. Ukraine has so far claimed to have shot down at least 4 of these jets, though these remain in the realm of claims for now. The video footage of the airstrikes near Kyiv suggests that Russia has begun to bomb areas very close to the Ukraine capital, closing in on Kyiv that could soon be encircled also from the ground. The combination of brute strength on the roads and strike weaponry from the air is being seen as a visible escalation in the battle to make Kyiv bend.
I was in Irpin yesterday and I was not allowed to film there because Russians are too close. They're just a kilometer away. We could see a Russian tank there, and they told the local residents or the reporters who are still stuck there, they said generally the firing takes place in the night. There's huge damage in Irpin, including in the civilian area.
The images also indicate that jet fighters are striking deeper inside Ukraine than earlier believed. Russian claims of having paralyzed Ukrainian air defense could find strength on the back of today's images from Irpin. But Ukraine will look to push back by saying it has shot down scores of Russian aircraft already. The true battle for Kyiv could be dead ahead. With Gaurav Sawant and Rajesh Pawar in Kyiv and Geeta Mohan in Lviv, Bureau Report, India Today.
It's day 11 of Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine claims that Russian troops have captured 2 Ukrainian nuke power plants and is advancing towards a third one. Russian forces opened fire at locals protesting against Kremlin occupation in the breakaway Luhansk region. According to Ukraine, multiple people have been wounded as Russian forces opened fire at unarmed protesters. Meanwhile, the battle for the Ukrainian capital goes ballistic. A video released by Ukraine shows badly damaged buildings after a Russian airstrike in a town 85 kilometers from the capital Kyiv. At the same time, thousands of Ukrainians have taken to the streets in Kherson to protest against the Russian invasion. Kherson was the first city to fall after Russia invaded Ukraine. Panic-stricken citizens are also fleeing the capital Kyiv. 1 million people have fled Ukraine since the war has begun. UN officials say the speed of exodus from Ukraine could trigger the biggest refugee crisis this century. Meanwhile, the next round of talks between Ukraine and Russia will be held on Monday, where they are once again going to discuss ceasefire and safe passage for citizens. Apart from his missiles, Putin is also engaging in the war with his words. On Saturday, Russia issued a stern warning to third parties not to intervene in the war. On Saturday, the Russian president declared any attempt to impose a no-fly zone over Ukraine would be considered as war against Russia. He has also said that Western sanctions are like a declaration of war. This comes after Ukrainian President Zelensky had condemned NATO for ruling out the no-fly zone. Zelensky had fired at his European allies, claiming that all the people who die in Ukraine from now onwards would be because of the West's inaction. Zelensky also said the West's reluctance to intervene had given Russia's green light to continue bombarding Ukraine. Ukraine has been pushing a no-fly zone over its territory, which means that it wants its NATO allies to shoot down all unauthorized aircraft from flying over Ukraine. NATO has also said a no-fly zone could provoke widespread war in Europe with nuclear-armed Russia.
Ми вважаємо, що країни НАТО самі створили наратив, що начебто закриття неба над Україною спровокує пряму агресію Росії проти НАТО. Це самогіпноз тих, хто слабкий, невпевнений, внутрішньо. Хоча може володіти зброєю у рази сильнішою, ніж є у нас. Сьогодні керівництво Альянсу дало зелене світло для подальшого бомбардування українських міст та сел, відмовившись зробити безпольотну зону. Ви могли закрити небо, але я не знаю, кого ви можете захистити і чи здатні захистити ви свої країни.